In this video, I'm going to cover the new preset libraries panel. Whenever you install the upcoming release of Vixen, you're going to have a new tab down here with the effects and marks called preset libraries. Uh, I already have some colors in here. I don't have curves or gradients. We'll add those. I left those empty for the purpose of demonstrating how we add those. What the preset library does, it allows us to drag these items to our effects and drop them. So if we have a set level effect out here and we want to change the color of that, we'll just drag that color and drop it to that effect. The way this works with selected effects, um, if you drop this color onto an effect that is selected, any other selected effects will also take on that color or curve or gradient that you drop to that item. If you have multiple effects selected and you drop that color to an effect that is not selected, then only that effect will take that color or gradient, curve, whatever you drop to it. I'll give a demonstration of that now. One of the new features in the upcoming release is the ability to clone effects using the control key and dragging that effect. So we're going to clone this effect here. Again, all I'm doing is holding the control key and clicking this effect and dragging it. And that also works with multiple selected effects. We're going to clone these one more time. So we have some effects to play with there. As I was saying, if you have multiple selected effects, when you drop this color to one of them that's selected, they're all going to take on that property. If you drop it to an effect that is not a part of the selection group, only that effect is going to be taking on that color. Now we need some pulses to demonstrate the other uses. We're going to draw those out here. And then we're going to go back into the preset library. And I'm going to create some curves real quick and then some gradients. So we're going to do that by clicking on the new curve button. That's going to ask us for a name. We're going to name it fade. And we're going to set up what we want to be our fade curve. Okay, and there we go. So we're going to add another one named ramp, and that's pretty much the default curve. We're just going to click OK on that, and we're going to add one more. This is the default for wipe effects. And we're going to click OK on that. We're going to add a couple of gradients. We're going to call this one red and blue. There we have that, and we'll create one more. Let's call it yellow and green. Well, let's do purple. Okay, so we have some gradients here to use, and we have some curves. And there's an option down here to maintain the library link. You'll need to turn that on if you want these effects to remain linked into the library. Otherwise, when you drop this curve or the color gradient to that effect, it will not be linked into the other ones. So we're going to drop these fades here. And that works the same way as the selection with the color does. If you drop it to a selected effect, all the other selected effects are going to take that on. If it's not to a selected effect, then only that one is going to receive that change. So for the color gradients, it's the same thing. We actually need to change that to a wipe in order to see both of the colors here. We'll need to create a different curve. So when we drop that on there you can see our two different colors to verify that that was applied correctly. Now for effects like spin, let's just change that to 1 revolution. Whenever we drop the gradients to that, we have options here to determine how that gradient's applied. It's just the same list that you'll see if you're editing that. But depending on which one we pick, it applies it correctly to that effect. You have delete button, edit button for gradients, curves, and colors. This window is dockable to the left or right side, the top or bottom, or you can make it a floating window. Well, I'll put that one back there. Grab it from the bottom and you can get that window by itself. So you can place it wherever you'd like, top, bottom, either side. Or you can have it below your effects. So you can quickly add your colors, curves, and gradients to your effects.